From Collingswood High School, just off of Route 130, it's boys soccer playoffs on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. There's a shot of the downtown and a shot of the train passing above a bustling Collingswood community in the first round of the South Jersey Group 2 playoffs between the Haddon Heights Garnets and the Collingswood Panthers. I'm Dan Wilkins. I'm joined by David Cohen on the production today. It's a little bit of a windy Tuesday afternoon for boys soccer in the first round of the South Jersey Group 2 playoffs. And it'll be interesting to see how both of these teams adapt, considering that Collingswood had a heartbreaking end to not only last season, but also to Andrew Crawford's tenure as head coach. They only lost 3 matches, but as a 5 seed, they were upset at home, losing to Barnegat, the 12 seed, by 6 goals. They lost that game 6-0 November 4th of last year, 1 year ago today. But today, Collingswood looking to turn the tide. They're hosting another first-round playoff game, but this time versus a much localer opponent in Haddon Heights, a team that they've already played this year as a part of the Colonial Conference. But Haddon Heights also going off of an upset last year as well. They were the 2 seed, and while they took care of 15 seed Salem Tech in the first round, they lost to 7 seed Haddonfield in the quarterfinal. So both of these teams are looking to rebound and have much deeper of a playoff run than they did in the 2024 season. But for Emily Foley and Collingswood, they right now are pretty much riding high. Even after a 13-4-1 season last year, her first season as a head coach for Collingswood boys soccer, she's 10-6-1 with an impressive 8-1-1 record in the Colonial Patriot Division. And on top of that, they've had 5 wins in their last 6 matches, including 4 shutouts, and also 3 very impressive wins over Woodbury, Pennsville, and Overbrook, 3 Group 1 opponents. But today, Collingswood is going to look to stave off a first-round upset by Haddon Heights, a team that has played them well in the 2025 season. And when they played in October of this year on the road at Collingswood, Haddon Heights won that game 2-1. So it's going to be very interesting. Obviously, the 7-10 game usually is the one, just like a 9-8 game, that produces a lot of upsets. But it's a windy, chilly Tuesday afternoon on Election Day, and also on my 20th birthday today. It'll be interesting to see what we've got. It's Haddon Heights and Collingswood, 2 local rivals duking it out for 80 minutes. We'll be right back in just a moment. Haddon Heights and Collingswood just broke from their official meetings with the referees today. We do have starting lineups for both sides, presented by Harper Driving School. For Haddon Heights, coached by Jeff Eppright, it'll be Giancarlo Aguilera, Ben Alexander, Max Chevarelli, Owen Dillon, Quinn Dahem, Aiden McCabe, Caleb McFadden, Taryn Murphy, Charles Mers, Kevin Waite, and Makari Woodworth. The only freshman in the starting lineup for Haddon Heights. And then for Collingswood, their starting 5 under first-year head coach Emily Foley. First of all, they'll start with Luca Gartland in goal. They'll be followed by Josue Placier, Juan Flores Sanchez, Patrick Farrow, and Stephen Carrillo. And then after that, in the double digits, you've got Nate Durst. let's see, 21, Zinni Zuzka. 22, Jade Egerton. 24, Colin Vallone, the sophomore. To be followed up by number 24 is Colin Vallone, and then the final starter, number 34, Felon Pizzatio. So 80 minutes of Colonial Conference playoff soccer. Again, these two met on Thursday, October 9th, with Haddon Heights winning on the road 2-1. So this will be an interesting match to see if Collingswood will be able to step up to the pressure in a playoff atmosphere. Collingswood breaks from their cycle. Haddon Heights running in circles on their side. Again, it's a brisk and windy Tuesday afternoon, 61 degrees though, a little bit warmer than we would have expected for the first Tuesday of November. But Collingswood the first to take their home field. They usually play their home games at Knight Park just up the road, but for this playoff game, a little bit more permanent seating at the Collingswood High School football field. We'll be able to cover some high leveraged South Jersey Group 2 soccer games this afternoon. And for the bracket for South Jersey Group 2, it actually does look like a pretty enticing bracket. And we'll have to see if we have any updates on other games as they go throughout the day. There's Lindenwold versus Pleasantville, Oakcrest versus Middle Township, Seneca versus Manchester Township, Barnegat versus Cedar Creek, Sterling versus Medford Tech, Overbrook versus Haddonfield, and then this game, and then Penn Tech at West Deptford. Remember, Haddon Heights was a 2 seed last year, lost a lot of seniors, got bumped down to the 7 seed this year. It'll be intriguing to see how Collingswood able to overcome after falling 2-1 in their regular season scrap versus Haddon Heights this season. But Haddon Heights 7-7-3. They have won 3 of their last 4, beating Salem on Friday the 17th, and then their only loss to ACIT on the 20th, and then back-to-back shutout wins in non-public games versus Bishop Eustace and Camden Catholic. Long discussions on both sides as they both get ready for their playoff bouts. Haddon Heights on the far right towards their goal. Fans filing in. Looks like some students filing in as well. School must have let out at this point, just past 2 o'clock. Both teams breaking from their huddles, and we're ready to go. Some light applause as we're ready for the South Jersey Group 2 playoffs in the first round between Haddon Heights, the visitors in their white jerseys with red numbers and a faint gold accent, and then Collingswood on the left side of your screen in the navy blue home jerseys, or home kits as these soccer folks like to call them, and then the gold numbering and accents on those jerseys. I will admit, this build up to the first kick of the game feels like it's been taking a while, but maybe we left a little bit too much space for the intro slot. I'm not sure, but Haddon Heights still in their huddle. They break from it, and we'll be ready to go. Haddon Heights the 10 seed, Collingswood the 7 seed. 2 teams with much familiar history, and both high schools less than 10 minutes from each other. No better pairing for a playoff matchup in the first round. Collingswood on the left, Haddon Heights on the right. Looks like Collingswood to get first possession here. The kick is underway, and we're rolling here from Collingswood. First possession by Patrick Farrow. Haddon Heights heads it towards their own goal on the right side, rolling over, and able to make the stop that time is number 00, the goalkeeper, Aiden McCabe. The junior in goal for Haddon Heights, a low punt. That could be a big mistake there, as it looked like the wind caught up that punt by McCabe there. Back at midfield on the right side and out at the Collingswood sideline. Chasing in on that one was number 5, Juan Flores Sanchez, and number 34, Felon Pizzatio. Backpedaling to Nate Durst. Good thing about playing soccer on a football field, you've got a lot better estimation of how far these kicks are coming out distance-wise. As a good boot by Flores Sanchez, and kicked out by Haddon Heights. More specifically by Quinn DeHem. Throw in by Juan Sanchez. Lines it up, lets it fly. A good angle on it, it heads out, and now Haddon Heights gets a piece of it. moving a little bit slower, but going over to Chase Hittner. On the defense line, Collingswood brings it back out. Still on the ground, good boot there, and one hop to McCabe for the save. On the boot by Jaden Egerton. Another low punt by McCabe. He might not, with that wind blowing in his face, it certainly won't give him any advantage on goal kicks. Ooh, that one looked like that tipped off a hand, but I'm not sure entirely. Went out of play. That was a close call either way, with a lot of different players getting involved there. As Hittner to throw. Low throw over to Durst. Lets it go, and now this one rolling up, a good little pop-up by Egerton. Now he goes back out, heads it forward, and already 3 saves for McCabe. Haddon Heights 7-7-3 this year, but despite them being in the higher division of the Colonial and the Liberty, they have a paltry 1-6-3 divisional record. McCabe, the junior goalkeeper, 81 saves in his first full season at varsity. He started all 15 matches this season. He's only had 1 game with 10 or more saves, and that was a 12-save performance versus Haddonfield in a 1-0 loss in late September. McCabe will have another chance here. This game not exactly moving quickly so far, just a lot of back and forth with Collingswood attacking the game, McCabe in goal. A little bit of a whiff that time from Max Chiavarelli. Now on the left side for Collingswood, it is Zuzga. Out of play. But this wind is definitely going to play a factor. I mean, we have a flat field behind us, not a lot of trees around. So it's really going to allow that wind to really circulate very quickly. Could be an issue for some tonight. On the ground for Haddon Heights. A little bit of good news for the Garnets as they force a turnover, getting tripped up. Staying on his feet that time as Flores Sanchez deflects it. Now back over to McFadden. Coming in that time was DeHem. Collingswood still attacking, and that looks like that's going to be a penalty here, or at least a foul, excuse me. If he was in the box, that might have been, but just a foul. Just getting a little bit too into it that time. Ends up costing Collingswood there. Still not bad field position to start this possession for Haddon Heights. But the biggest disadvantage for Haddon Heights is going to be the fact that the wind is going to be right in the face of the goalkeeper McCabe. And even though Collingswood's goalkeeper has not gotten any action so far in the first 5 minutes, could be a possibility that if he gets a goal kick, it's going to go a long way. Although now the wind is kind of all over the place. That one rolls out on the far side. Throw in by Haddon Heights. Deflected again, staying near the Collingswood sideline. This one's popped up at midfield, headed forward. In on that one was McFadden. Now over to Aguilera, the sophomore. And now rolling back over to Valone, the sophomore. Good deflection by Haddon Heights, but it's not really going to go in the way he wanted it to. It's out of bounds. Kind of a last-ditch effort by the sophomore, Teron Murphy, but unable to do so. As again, the folks still filing in here, including some Collingswood students for their first-round playoff game versus Haddon Heights here. Guess they would have let him out at least a couple of minutes early for a 2 o'clock start post-daylight savings time. Here comes another good ball, but a one-hopper. Just not really able to get any velocity on it that time from Egerton. And already a lot of action for the goalkeeper McCabe, and really none, at least relatively, for Luca Gartland. Right side tipped up, and just a lot more back and forth out of play. Knocked down by Egerton. This one's going to be stopped, and now Haddon Heights has a chance to break away. Moving slowly but quickly, Collingswood gets the turnover. It's not over yet. In on that one was Charlie Murs, the senior forward. Now Murs back at it again at midfield. Certainly outmanned relative to the Collingswood defense, but here he goes. Murs kind of taking it all himself, and now Haddon Heights looking to finish the job, and it's saved. Not over yet, though. This is a third chance now for Taryn Murphy. Hits off of his backside. And now back over to Ciavarelli. McFadden in on that one. Aguilera back to McFadden. Gets blocked by Sanchez, and this one's brought out by Egerton. Oh, Haddon Heights whiffs on it. Able to retain possession, though, after a brief pause. Murs over on the far sideline and unable to get that one with Ben Alexander. It's out of play. Right now, that was Haddon Heights' best possession of the day so far. Really first chance to really get anything going after Collingswood was more or less having a back and forth catch with the goalkeeper for Haddon Heights, McCabe. Just because Collingswood was so commanding of the possessions. Today, though, right now Haddon Heights taking their time. Line drive by Collingswood, by Nate Durst. Now another chance for Alexander to insert himself. That's a good turnover. Here comes Collingswood, spinning around. This is going to be close, and it's in! Goal for Collingswood. Patrick Farrow. And 8 minutes into this one, the Panthers lead at 1-0. Goal number 9 of the season for Patrick Farrow. Goal number 11 in his career as the senior forward. Tucks it in, 8 minutes in. And it's 1-0. Farrow's first goal since October the 10th versus Paulsboro in a 3-0 win. And as we get it situated, Haddon Heights kicks it off to resume play. That was just a slow-moving possession that it felt like the levee was breaking for several minutes there, as Collingswood, as we mentioned, was just going back and forth with McCabe, really giving him opportunity after opportunity. That time he was finally able to break through on a breakaway and able to give the Panthers a 1-0 lead. Line drive shot by the goalkeeper. Another good ball by Collingswood here, heading it forward is Zuzga. Murs has it on the right side, shy of midfield. Haddon Heights rolling over and out of play. Out past the far light post. Mentioned we've been to Collingswood twice on this very field this season, and both times have been without the lights. It's been during the day. Had a home football game back in late August on Labor Day weekend versus Clayton that we were here for, but that was an 11 a.m. kickoff. Got a foul. Called on the far side of the field. Looks like this will be a free kick for Haddon Heights. They'll be backed up to about 30 yards out. Creating a lot of space here as Garnets prepare for the free kick. Can't tell exactly who's taking it here with the jersey number. Either way, it's blocked. A little floater with a chance, and it one hops on a backspin back to Gartland. So here's Gartland. High pop up. We talked about that wind being at his back. Look at how far this went. Now here comes another chance. Moving forward, Haddon Heights trying to defend, and coming in is McCabe with the save. That ball almost went in a straight line from the time that the goalkeeper, Gartland, sent it away to the time it got to Colin McCabe. Excuse me, to Aiden McCabe, the junior. It just kept going and going, and as Haddon Heights tried to turn their back to the ball and avoid any other situation, they almost put Collingswood up 2-0. Back on the defensive line for Durst. Now back over the defensive line for Josue Placier. Here's Juan Sanchez. Collingswood continuing to drive and continuing to really have great possession numbers here. Sanchez comes in, keeps it on the ground. Heights gets it out on the right side over to Zuzga. Makes a man miss. Oh, talk about some good ankle breakers right there. That one's on the far side. Zuzga's got it. Tried to get a bit of an offhand kick there. Heights looking to keep it out. Oh, that one's headed backwards, not in the direction he wanted, and Sanchez didn't really help. After the header by Durst, they'll have to go back to square one here as now Heights takes over and breaks through the Collingswood defensive line, but not for long as Plaisir is there. Now over to Vallone, the sophomore. Vallone with a goal and 3 assists this year. He falls down on the near corner flag, and it goes out, back behind the goal. 12 minutes in, you're watching coverage of the South Jersey Group 2 first round between Haddon Heights and Collingswood on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. If you have any questions or comments about tonight's broadcast, drop me a line at thedandwilkinsshow@gmail.com. Our next broadcast will be football, crossover football tomorrow night between the Pemberton Hornets and the Clearview Pioneers. Clearview with an 0-10 record looking to get their first win of the season in postseason consolation. 7 o'clock kickoff from Riordan Field and Mullica Hill. Throw is tossed in on the far side. Good stop by Heights to keep the momentum moving. Gets a push from the back. Stays in play. Looks like Pizzatillo got the turnover that time. And now a good footer here by Farrow. He was looking for his second goal of the day, and now a whistle. Gonna have a foul here.
All good, Rick.
Free kick for Haddon Heights. Lined up at around the football 40. It'll be taken by DeHem. Popped up high in the air for Owen Dillon, the sophomore. Nearly a bad collision. Back out at midfield and having to scramble to save it is Kevin Wade. But a lot of juniors and sophomores on this Haddon Heights team, which if you're Coach Eppright, certainly is a good precedent to set. On the far side, out of play. You can just hear the wind, how intense it is. And what they are capable of making here. You also have to imagine the lake, the Cooper River running right next to Collingswood High School just off camera. Got to imagine that the lake effect definitely piles in on that. You think about when you watch a game, if you're a Buffalo Bills fan, you go to Highmark Stadium or whatever it's called, and it's a lot windier than usual because of the body of water. For more local reference, when you see Rutgers Camden play or the old Camden River Sharks, those games would be incredibly windy because of the stadium's proximity to the Delaware River. Referee came in, said that one was out of bounds on the far side. Last touch was by Stephen Carrillo, the sophomore. As we're already 15 minutes into this first half, Collingswood got a goal in the 8th minute, scored by Patrick Farrow, his 9th of the year. Moving over to Makari Woodworth, the freshman. That one's out on the far side. Again, just a lot of, it's a merry-go-round offense. Haddon Heights kicks it out to the far sideline. Collingswood kicks it out to the far sideline. Really not gaining any momentum on either side, and it might be a while before the next goal is scored just because neither team is really getting any kind of momentum or any kind of flash-in-the-pan moments that look like they could break through the defensive line. Looks like a bit of a mistake that time as Collingswood kicks it out. This will be a turnover with Woodworth to throw. Or check that Owen Dillon. Sanchez misses the header. Collingswood with time to backtrack. Good footwork there to bring it back. Collingswood taking their time on their own half. Sanchez over to the right side for Vallone. Vallone shoots through 3 defenders. And a good move here. Collingswood advancing. Here's Darrow for a second chance. He's one-on-one. He goes down. No whistle, and it's out of play. Another close chance for Collingswood there as Darrow was a couple of feet removed from his second goal of the game and his 10th of the season. This will be a corner from the near corner for Collingswood. Farrow is Collingswood's leading scorer. This one's taken by Durst, and the save straight up by McCabe. Collingswood with 33 goals on the season, at least going into the game. Farrow has had 8 of them. Thom Arter has had 6. And then Wilder Nicely has had 5. But it should be noted that Wilder Nicely has not played since September the 29th. So could be out on some kind of injury or whatever, but one went out. Sanchez the throw. .61 degrees here in Collingswood, the game time temperature. That one's headed over. Good way to shoot it through traffic that time for Valone. On the far side now, Haddon Heights really trying to attack the defense like a bull in a china shop, just really trying to come in as fast as possible. Out of play on the Collingswood sideline. Colls to throw. Haddon Heights looking to work through heavy contact to get this ball back. Now Durst creating some space right on top of the midfield stripe. Back to the defensive line. McFadden looked to block there, didn't get any luck. Headed twice. Sanchez couldn't get it down before there was contact. Still working on some elaborate footwork there as it's turned over. Back to the freshman Woodworth. Far sideline and out of play. Over to Coach Eppright for Haddon Heights, a substitute coming in. Feels like we haven't seen either any or just a few substitutes in this first half. But Haddon Heights now bringing in the sophomore Pierce Dahman. And subbing out the junior midfielder Ben Alexander. Sanchez. There's another chance on the far side, twirling around. Unable to get anything there. We'll have a whistle. This will be a corner for Haddon Heights. Taken by Giancarlo Aguilera. 5'6" sophomore. 1 goal, 1 assist for the class of 28 Aguilera. Oh, he moved everybody up here. Now they got to reset. Now he's going to try it. Aguilera moving in. This is a tough shot in front of the goal. Trying to get it out. And he does. But now, look through a brick wall and it's through the goalpost. That was a close call right there, as it looked like Collingswood was about to get hit by a firewall of Haddon Heights, but the one shot that the Garnets were able to get off ends up going over the soccer goalpost and through the football goalpost. We'll see if Monterey Wright, the football head coach at Haddon Heights, gives that man a call. Try to get some field goals for 2026. Deflected up in the air by Egerton right in front of the scorer's table, but it goes out of bounds. And now Collingswood during the stoppage will get a substitute in. Oh, there's a player down for Collingswood as well. So clock is stopped with 20 minutes and 3 seconds. And Josue Placier is down right around the 15-yard line of the football field. While we have this break, let's inform you that this broadcast is brought to you by Rowan College of South Jersey at Gloucester County. New Jersey's premier community college with over 40 online degree programs and over 100 in-person degree programs for your 2-year associate's degree. To be recruited as an athlete, visit rcroadrunners.com, and for academic information, visit rcsj.edu. Registration is open for the winter semester starting in December. And by Gray Fox Sports. Premier sports photography right in your backyard. Visit grayfoxsports.net or Gray Fox Sports on Instagram to book with Michael Taylor, one of the premier photographers of high school and collegiate athletics in South Jersey. After the injury break, Haddon Heights will throw. Almost kind of like a perfect split between the first 20 minutes and the last 20 minutes of the first half. Over at midfield. Out of play. Mark Narducci of the Courier Post, formerly of the Courier Post, has arrived. Media still filing in here. So are the fans. Like I said, I don't know exactly when Collingswood gets out for the school day, but I went to Audubon, and I would know that they would, in these playoff soccer games after daylight savings time was over, they would, let the seniors get out early, and then everybody else would show up midway through the first half. As this one is deflected, Haddon Heights with a couple of different changes here, as now they get a good ball, good chance, headed off the back, almost the collarbone of Valone Aguilera on the baseline, and it is saved by Gartland. Off the foot of Darrow, or rather of Farrow. Headed up. Heights couldn't bring that one back down. Oh, here's another good move by Collingswood. Moving in. Again, another ankle breaker move right there. But a good defensive stop for what it's worth by the sophomore Owen Dillon. Far side. Dahmen and Zuzga getting together. That one's out of play for a Heights throw. Good header. Collingswood with a whiff by Sanchez. Now the freshman Woodward coming in. Aguilera with his back turned to the goal. Chance on the left side. Valone trying to get him out. We'll see who had the last touch. So he taken by Gartland. This one is going to be a good shot, and that was a good boot, even for the fact that the wind was calm when he kicked that. It's starting to pick up a little bit more now. It's definitely inconsistent. Oh, spinning around. Man down, no whistle. And Farrow not happy about that at all. Really took him a second to get up and get everything situated as Collingswood gets it out with Sanchez. Really aggressive possession here as Durst floats this to the left side, uses the wind to his advantage, but really couldn't get anything going as that was a straight shot for out of bounds. Midfield, headed forward, kind of a doubleheader that time by Taron Murphy, stopped by Pizzatio. Just over 15 minutes remaining in the first half. the middle. Oh, Farrow had trouble with it. Now it's back to Sanchez. And now over to Valone. Right side for Sanchez, dancing on the near sideline. Spinning around, almost lost possession. Now he does lose possession. Haddon Heights takes it slowly. Kicked by Bermeo Reyes, one of the new substitutions for Collingswood. The junior back. Haddon Heights, big fall, no whistle. Referee's definitely keeping a very stringent plan in this one. Have seen our handful of fouls, but we'll see where it ends up falling here. Ram over to the right side. That one's close. Collision, but able to hang on to it was Gartland. Popped up here is McFadden trying to come down with it. Keeping it on the ground. Another tough chance here for Haddon Heights. Another one out on the far sideline, but again, mentioned the fact that there isn't too much momentum right now between both programs. It felt like in the first 5-6 minutes, Collingswood had all the momentum against Haddon Heights. They kept going back and forth with McCabe, really not letting anything go. And now that's becoming even more apparent now that Collingswood scored in the 8th minute and nothing since. Haddon Heights getting a little bit of their groove back, but really not enough right now to make any kind of notable impression. But that could very well change. Still got a lot of ball game left, considering that Haddon Heights won their regular season bout versus Collingswood 2-1. It's not entirely unprecedented. Here comes a strong throw from Valone. Haddon Heights getting the turnover. On the right side. Popped up. Murs got in there that time. McFadden going over. Back and forth once again, and Valone boots it out of play onto the Garnet sideline. Decent crowd on hand for a it's 2:30 right now. Game started at 2 o'clock, just a couple minutes past, but on a school day, a work day. A lot of folks tuning in for this one between Haddon Heights and Collingswood. Winner plays the winner of Pennsauken Tech and West Deptford, as here comes a shot from Haddon Heights and the game is tied. All leveled up in the first half as a strike down the pipe by Max Chivarelli, and the Garnets have tied the game at 1. Well, that was a great equalizer right there. Haddon Heights comes in and just really pulverizes the defensive line, doesn't really allow anything else to come out of it. And by that time, you could just feel that there was something brewing, and Haddon Heights able to break through, tie this game at 1 apiece. 12.5 to play in the first half. On the ground for Haddon Heights. Again, definitely seems like even in a 7-10 game that this momentum is starting to shift a little bit. Oh, Haddon Heights goes down, a hard fall, and a whistle as Pierce Dahman goes down, and this will set up a Haddon Heights free kick. Let's see who gets the free kick here. Yeah, looks like Heights walking over to it. Quinn Dehem has it. The senior with 4 career goals, more notably 11 career assists. 1 goal, 5 assists for the senior midfielder this year. This one is a deep boot. Wind blowing against them, popped up. Looking to get it out with a little backwards action there from Nicely. That one goes out, almost hit the scorer's table. So I guess I should clarify about Wilder Nicely. When we mentioned that note about late September, he has played since then, obviously, since the junior midfielder is on the field right now, but he has just not scored a goal or an assist since September the 29th. So I apologize for that error. 11 minutes to play in the first half. This one rolls over. Haddon Heights with another breakaway from Chiavarelli. For Chiavarelli, that will be his 6th goal of the season and his 9th of his career. Deflects off the ankle of somebody and back out beyond the field of play. Haddon Heights this year, they have fewer goals than Collingswood, 28 to Collingswood's 33. Leading goal scorer is Chiavarelli. Nobody has more than 5. They've definitely been sharing the love a lot. 5 for Chiavarelli, 4 apiece for Dahman, Mers, and Makari Woodworth. And considering that Woodworth is tied for 2nd in the leading goal scorers for Haddon Heights as a freshman, class of 2029, that will be intriguing to see how Eppright or whoever Haddon Heights coaches is by the time he's a senior. We'll see how he pans out. This one's over to McCabe. Steps out of the box and retrieves that one. McCabe pops it up. Will land it right on the midfield stripe. And now McFadden gets a turnover. Sanchez, though, who's been on the pitch for the entire night. Here comes another good chance for Aguilera. All alone, got one man behind him, shoots it from the baseline, and it's well wide. Puts so much fire into that shot. Just missed to the left of Gartland, and no Haddon Heights attacker could get up there quick enough to break the tie, break a short tie. Only been tied for about 3 minutes at this point. Collingswood has had the lead for the majority of this game so far. Liner popped up. Moving forward. Wilder missed on it. Now another chance for the Garnets. This one shot out. That one goes out to the near flag, and it looks like we're going to have a corner here with 9 minutes to play in the first half. Haddon Heights, as we mentioned, 7-7-3. They started out the year with a record of 1-4-2. Now, to be fair, they played a lot of tough opponents. They played Sterling, the state champions. They played Haddonfield, the team that beat them in the playoffs last year. And they had 2 respectable ties versus a very good West Deptford team and also a very good Lindenwold team. Lindenwold, after all, is the number 1 seed in this bracket in South Jersey Group 2. So they've been playing quite well. Here comes the near corner. Taken deep off the right foot and to the left of Gartland. It's out of play. 2 more subs coming in for the Panthers. But then after that 1-4-2 start, they riffed off 2 wins over Holy Cross and West Deptford. Holy Cross, not a great season for them, but West Deptford winning 2-0. That's definitely an accomplishment, winning on the road nonetheless. A 0-0 tie versus another very good Haddon Township team. And as we mentioned, they have been getting a little bit back into it, but they're at 500. There's 7 wins, 7 losses, 3 ties. And they haven't tied since October the 7th versus Haddon Township. So again, Haddon Township and Sterling, I mean, the Colonial Conference, you could say, is one of the best conferences in South Jersey for boys soccer. Audubon's having a great year. They're lined up 3rd in South Jersey Group 1. Not to mention these 2 teams, very talented. Sterling, Lindenwold, Haddon Township. Haddon Township playing today in the South Jersey Group 1 bracket as the 1 seed against 16 seed Woodbury. Flores Sanchez sends a man to the floor and a whistle. Late one at that. But Haddon Heights drawing the foul there. I'm sure some of the home crowd isn't thrilled about that one. This free kick, I was going to say, I didn't think they were that far back. This is going to be kind of a short range free kick to be taken by Quinn DeHem. 1 goal, 5 assists, as we mentioned earlier. Official coming out. I think he's trying to get a good spot to see where this is lined up and to see where everybody should be. Taking off some valuable time. Remember, there is no extra time in high school soccer. It's whatever you can get, you can get. What's up after 80 minutes is what happens. Heights and Collingswood lining up the free kick. Heights looking to take a 2-1 lead with 6 minutes to play. Collingswood making a late shift, leaving at least one part of the line open. It's a good shot, but it's just off to the left. A close call there for DeHem, and it keeps this game tied with just over 5 minutes remaining in the first half. Again, Collingswood got the scoring started with an 8th-minute goal by Patrick Farrow. Haddon Heights tied it with 12 minutes to play in the first half on a very nice kick, a thrilling kick by Max Chivarelli. Good shot by DeHem, but it's out of play. Deflected up by Teron Murphy. Now Valone, he got misdirected, now able to get back to the ball as Collingswood. They were looking like their old selves briefly, but couldn't get back into the position that they wanted to. Rolling over for Declan Cassie. Now it's Sanchez, who again has been taking a heavy workload on the pitch in the first half. Good deflection by Hillner. And now a slew of subs coming in for both Haddon Heights and Collingswood. Kind of your 5-minute drill before the half. Moving over after the substitutions, it's back to McFadden. As we mentioned, though, as he goes out for it, Luca Gartland, the junior goalkeeper. He's been a 2-year varsity starter, 241 saves in what is now his 39th career game. His last 10-plus save game was versus Sterling, a 3-2 loss. McCabe goes out in on one knee, and he's got it. 4 minutes to play in the first half. McCabe with a good boot, lands just shy of midfield, past McFadden. Backing up in the baklava is Makari Woodward. Trent Bannell used to do that for Audubon for cold night games. He would play in those in the face mask in the baklava. It's actually not even that cold today. I mean, I have my winter clothes on, my fall clothes on, but it's 61 degrees and sunny. For what it's worth, it's going to get a lot colder throughout the weeks. By the time the programs crown their sectional champions and their state champions, they'll be wishing they had weather like this in the first week of November. Trying to roll that ball along very slowly that time was Jaden Egerton, unable to really finish the possession. And now another late sub coming in for Haddon Heights. But again, a 1-1 tie game as we close in on the end of the first half, as Owen Dillon will toss this one in from midfield. Dillon to throw. Keeps it on the near sideline. Valone deflects it out to the left side, now keeping it on the ground swiftly there. On the touch by Pizzatillo. Pizzatillo's going to get another chance. And kind of shoving him out was Pierce Dahman. Haddon Heights had last possession. This will be thrown in to Mers. 2 minutes to play. And they will say that he was out. He was working quickly towards the baseline near the far corner. Looks like right closest to Collingswood softball field, out of season right now, but of course, Collingswood in a tie game really don't want to yield any possession to Haddon Heights. And, you know, these are kind of like the 2-minute drills that you see in football. Get the best that you can out of it. That one rolls around. Take a look at how low that plane's flying. So make note of it. Not much has changed though. 1 minute. over to McFadden. Guarded closely by Raphael Carlson. A couple of new names that we've mentioned since Collingswood brought in a slew of subs on the 5-minute mark. He's now charging in, trying to get a piece of that one was Jack Ziamek. 40 seconds now. Not too much time left. We'll see if Haddon Heights can get an opportunity here. One-on-one. Breaks it out as the shot misses wide right by Haddon Heights. And now 30 seconds remain. Is coming in late was Chase Hiltner. Really just taking as much time as he can off the board for Luca Gartland. 5 seconds remaining. They'll get time for a couple more touches here. Mers goes in, Murphy goes down, and the clock will hit 0. At the end of the first half, we're tied. Haddon Heights and Collingswood trading off goals at the end of the first, as Collingswood got on the board first with a 8th-minute goal by Patrick Farrow, who leads the program in scoring. Meanwhile, a thunderous kick in the 28th minute by Max Chiavarelli tied this game up at 1. We'll be back in about 10 minutes here on a brisk Tuesday afternoon, and on none other than my 20th birthday. It's Haddon Heights 1, Collingswood 1 after 40. We'll be back.
May is Mental Health Awareness Month. It is the responsibility of all of us to make sure that our friends, family, and anybody who we hold dear in our lives is feeling well.
The problem with spotting mental health issues is that the symptoms aren't that obvious. Just because someone is okay or appears okay on the outside doesn't mean that they're okay on the inside.
It's important that if they are in distress, that they call the right people and they get the help that they need.
And it is very important that we treat each other with respect, regardless of who you are or where you come from. But it is just as important that we treat ourselves with respect, regardless of the situation going on in our lives.
If you're in distress, you can call this number, 988, or you can visit any of these websites if you're not in distress, but would like to learn more information about mental health awareness and research.
Book Dog Pro Wrestling for your next event or outing for the greatest action that New Jersey Pro Wrestling has to offer. Any place, any time, any setting, Dog Pro Wrestling will bring the action to you, and you won't want to miss it for moments like this. But don't just take it from me. Take it from Max Mundo, the Dog Pro Wrestling ambassador.
This is Max Mundo with Dog Pro Wrestling. Are you a civic organization, sporting club looking to fundraise? Then look no further to Dog Pro Wrestling. We do grand openings, corporate events, and much more.
And why not from some of the wrestling talent themselves?
I'm Vinny the Fixer, and I'm the champion of Dog Professional Wrestling. If you want to book the best, come see us. We're the cream of the crop. We'll come to any fundraiser you can think of. Just name the place and we'll show up.
This is the upstanding Dylan Mesh, and for the entirety of my professional wrestling career, dog wrestling has been a mainstay for where I like to wrestle. So you can believe me when I say that it is quality. And I'm upstanding. I'm the only opinion you need.
Yeah! It's your boy Gabriel Hodder here with my man Matthew Oman, and if you want your events to be all fight, no flight,
then book Dog Wrestling so you can witness true primal fear. Woo!
In life, the road ahead is full of possibilities, but to navigate it safely, you need the right skills. Harper Driving School is the premier driving school serving Gloucester, Salem, and Camden counties. With experienced instructors, many of whom are teachers in local schools, we are dedicated to your success and will help you master the road with confidence. With an over 95% success rate of students passing their road test on their first try, you know your student will be in good hands while embarking on a huge step of their young adult lives, all while avoiding the lines at the DMV and getting insurance discounts.
We chose Harper, and so should you.
Epplite, you know, he's, again, one time leaving the bases loaded is frustrating enough. Doing it twice in a row. Oh, how about this? Line drive. They're going to, no, he's throwing it around the infield. They're going to throw him out at first. He's out. I have never seen that before. That is a 5-4-3 ground out because the third baseman thought he caught it. The home plate umpire said no, so he threw it around the infield and then got the out at first anyway because the batter thought he was out.
The batter stopped. The third baseman thought
Everybody
he caught
stopped.
it, and it touched.
So after the holding call to be 1st and 20, as now rolling out to the right side, he's got a little bit of room to run on a QB rush. He's going to get a first down. There's no flags, and how about this for 61 yards? Anthony Gaetano with a QB rush that works to perfection. He hugs the sideline, and Anthony Gaetano gets the scoring started for the Red Hawks at 7-6.
Jack Mostero, 2 for 3 with a strikeout, a double, and a single. Looking to play hero. He's going to line this one into right center field, and that's going to drop. That's going to do it if they don't get a throw down. Mostero's going to second, and Danza's coming home. Sectional champions, Gloucester Catholic. They do it in a walk-off fashion as GC with Mostero playing hero. An unbelievable. I have not played I haven't played since. Welcome back to the second half here from Collingswood High School. I'm Dan Wilkins, joined by David Cohen on production today. As as it's a tight-knit playoff game to start the 2025 playoff season. Haddon Heights and Collingswood tied up 1-1. We saw an 8th-minute goal from from Patrick Farrow in the 8th minute of the ball game. It was an early one, kind of one of those slow-moving goals, and then it came along in the 28th minute to see Haddon Heights score with Max Chivarelli on a line drive. But I think in this second half, it's all going to come down to who has the momentum at the final stretch of things. I mean, with how these two teams have been playing off of each other today, I would argue that Collingswood should really try to keep up that momentum and really try to keep a tougher stance defensively, because when they haven't, when they've gotten lackluster on the defense, that's where Haddon Heights comes in and spears the football and gets the day. But Haddon Heights is certainly not flawless. I think they've come in a little bit. They've been able to draw fouls well, but I think on the other side, they really haven't been able to put Collingswood in a precarious position. They really have just pinned them momentarily and then really just kind of gave it up. So not really allowing for any momentum to really cross paths between either side. But Haddon Heights breaking from their huddle. Collingswood does the same as we switch sides. Again, 1-1 tie game. 40 minutes down, 40 minutes to go. Here from a brisk and windy Tuesday afternoon here in Collingswood. We're underway. Immediately a roller right to Gartland. As we mentioned, Gartland 128 saves in 17 matches this season. An average of 7.5 saves per game. And when you have a goalkeeper that can win games while also being saved a lot, I mean, he's had 4 games this season with 10+ saves. That usually is the mark of a good goalkeeper, but it also can show lapses in the defense. You know, sometimes if you have a game like, for example, Sterling 4 games ago, where he had 16 saves, you have to consider the fact that, well, even though it was a 3-2 loss, how many of those were just because the defensive wall broke down? He's had some games this year where he's had 4, 5, 6 saves. You know, really somewhere he hasn't had much. He's had 16 in the past 2 games, 8 apiece versus Pennsville and Overbrook. Sanchez getting together. Chivarelli able to strip it away. On the left side, and a good stop. Collingswood coming in aggressive here to start out the second half.
Go ahead.
Good deflection. Flores Sanchez able to take it over. Just a close call every which way. Moving over to the left side.
And that was when we were still in our white.
Now over to Plaisir.
Yes, yes, bro.
Now over to the right side. And out of play.
I know.
He plays football. I saw him in Raising Kings. He started like his football. I know he gets no. He has no.
Haddon Heights fell over that time with Aguilera. Heights still driving, far corner flag. Still getting really stuffed into the corner by Hiltner. Moving quickly. Good ball on the left side. Might not have any traction left. And just kind of runs out of gas. This will be a throw by Kevin Waite. Deflected by Mers. And now over back to midfield again. Bouncing up past Murphy. Missing on it again. And now with possession is Nicely. Another good chance for Zuzga. Zuzga misses it. It's back to Nicely. Another back and forth deflection coming in for the slide. Collingswood able to hang on to the possession, although it's a close one. Now over to Pizzatio, keeps it low on the ground as the wind continues to pick up and continues to play a factor. Collingswood trying to drive through the traffic. Haddon Heights defensive backs are all over it. Hits off the scores table and it's out. Throw in on the ground right side. Clay Sear gets this one over everything, out of play. Again, our schedule for the remainder of this week on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. We've got crossover consolation football tomorrow night between two programs looking to close out their season on a high note. It's the Pemberton Hornets and the Clearview Pioneers from Riordan Field. At 7 o'clock is the kickoff on Wednesday night. So some midweek football. And then we are off on Thursday. Friday, we're still figuring out our football plans, as this one is going to be a one-hopper right to Gartland. Saturday, we have South Jersey Group 1 action between the Shallock Cougars and the Paulsboro Red Raiders at 12 noon. So that'll be some Saturday football to close out. That'll be our last playoff game of the season. And then on Sunday, it's the Men's League Championship from Haddon Heights. It is the South Jersey NJSIAA Championship at 9 a.m. sharp between the South Jersey Lightning and the Sicklerville Phillies. So that's the elite AAA division of the South Jersey NJSIAA. Durst wanted a call there. He didn't get it, and now a whistle comes in as the throw came in. We're going to have a card, or I think he just might be given a bit of a verbal warning to Durst without giving him a card.
You got this, Nick. You got this one.
Kind of leveraging a little bit of leniency there from the referee on the near sideline. Headed down by Pizzatio. That one was an aggressive header down. Right side. Bit of a whiff that time, and now a whistle comes in from far back. Substitution coming in. Looks like from where it was, Heights stepped out with specifically Pierce Dahman. They're trying to figure out where they got to throw it from. Flores Sanchez was going to throw it in, but he deferred it to Pizzatio. Oh, I see what it was. I think that Flores Sanchez was subbed out, but he didn't have time to, well, hold on here. Haddon Heights break it away, man down. McCabe, or Gartland tries to come in and save it. Goalkeeper gets tripped up. We're going to have a penalty shot here. Heights is going to draw a PK. That could change everything already in a 1-1 game. Gartland came in. And Haddon Heights is going to line up for a penalty kick. We saw one of these last between Delsey and Washington Township. Referee giving instructions to the men behind Pierce Dahman. Looking for his 5th goal of the season in his young career. He goes one-on-one with Luca Gartland, the goalkeeper for Collingswood, looking to break the tie. 7 minutes into the second half. Whistle goes. Let's see what he's got. Deflected by Gartland! What a save with the right hand! One-hand effort by Luca Gartland, and it goes out of bounds on the far flag. That was an explosion of relief that time for Collingswood. Coming in there and taking care of business to keep this game tied. Haddon Heights still with an advantage, considering that this will be a far corner for the Garnets. Here we go, another chance. Aguilera keeps it low. Deflected up. Hanging all over the goal. And he gets it out. Now it goes back, and it just goes over the goal post as Josue Placier came in and was able to make the stop. but not before another shot went over the football goalposts and out of play on the far side of the track. Just another close call that really didn't help anything, and now Haddon Heights will have a second straight possession with a far corner. This one to be taken by Pierce Dahman, who took the penalty kick and was unsuccessful. However, we do have a Collingswood player down. So 8.5 minutes gone in the second half. Already an electric start with the PK blocked. They're going to get the I guess you could call it the medical cart. It's the John Deere cart as they take Zuzga off. Again, this will be the second corner in a row for Haddon Heights. This will be taken by Pierce Dahman. First one was taken by Aguilera. They switched up the personnel this time. So really 3 straight attacks on goal for Haddon Heights. Really not making anything any easier here against Collingswood. Here comes the kick. High flyer. It's up and one-handed, and ooh, man, that's a rough one. Gartland looked like he might have ran right back into the post. Can't imagine that feels good. And now they're going to line it up on the near corner. So make this 3 in a row. Aguilera to take this one. Giancarlo Aguilera, the sophomore, lets it fly. Another one misses. Out on the far corner again. And it looks like with how everything situates, Collingswood will get to throw, albeit deep in their own territory, deep on their own half. But that was 3 straight corners for Haddon Heights, and preceding all of that was a dramatic penalty kick that was blocked by the goalkeeper, Luca Gartland. I mean, that's what makes him so successful in what has been a very successful campaign in Emily Foley's first year as Collingswood's head coach. Right side. Panthers staying in motion, staying on their feet. Taryn Murphy blocked it that time and was able to force a turnover here. Collingswood really not moving that quickly. Aguilera had the last touch. Throw by the Panthers. And hold on here. Clock is still moving. Looks like they were readjusting where Collingswood was able to throw. Maybe their one guy was moved up a little bit too far. Out of play on a liner back to the Heights sideline. Here comes another floater. Back to Dahman. Right side, makes a man miss in Wilder nicely. Back towards the middle for McFadden. Good ball in the air, but a one-hopper right to Gartland. Keeps this game tied. Now remember, there's gonna have to be a winner somewhere. If 2 overtimes come and pass, gotta go to PKs. That's how our first ever playoff game that we ever covered back in 2022 ended. Actually, no, that wasn't our first. But it was Audubon and Glassboro. Fantastic second round game. That game went to penalty kicks. This one's popped up. Goes down, line drive. Oh, and what a save by McCabe. Could feel the tension building there as McCabe able to block it with one hand on a line drive shot by Nate Durst. For Durst, that would have been his 8th goal of the year. He's had 4 in his junior season, 3 in his senior season. However, this does set up a corner kick for Collingswood. 2-touch, keeps it on the ground for Valone. Brings it back. Durst gets blocked in the middle of his shot. This one backspins. Back to Pirzatulo. Here comes another shot. It's a field goal, but unfortunately that doesn't mean anything in these parts. It would if Mike McEwen was on the sideline and not Emily Foley, but no luck that time. Haddon Heights player getting his shoe tied. Guess that's one way to shave off a couple seconds. Good boot by McCabe, brings it to midfield. Knocked down by Wilder. Now moving over to the right side. Wilder nicely couldn't get there. This one's out of play. Lands on the track. So Wilder nicely will try to get a throw in here. As we mentioned, he's had 5 goals this year, all in the month of September, including, I mean, most of it is a hat trick that he's had on September the 29th versus Gloucester. Has not scored since, but he's responsible for the throw here. Keeps it short for Durst. Goes back to Wilder nicely. Back to Durst. Brings him down. Durst again doesn't get a call. He's a little slow to get up. He's knocked down at midfield. A little bit of a back and forth there for Pierce Dahman. Gets back up. Now another quick throw for Collingswood. Continuing to get physical here as Durst gets it on the ground. And when you have shots traded back and forth, there's certainly going to be a sense of physicality. He got tugged at the jersey there. That'll be a call against Collingswood. Really couldn't miss it there, as Max Chiavarelli got tugged at his midsection, got tugged right around the lower half of his jersey. We'll see who takes this free kick here close to the near sideline. It'll be taken by Quinn Dahem, the senior midfielder. They're asking Durst to move back to a predetermined distance for the free kick. He moves in, tried to get at least a little something there, as this one will two-hop, stays on the ground, and so close, and he's got it! Goal, Haddon Heights! They break the tie, and it's 2-1. Charlie Mers comes down with it. And in the 14th minute of the second half, the Garnets take a 2-1 lead. Haddon Heights to make a substitution prior to that, prior to the resumption here. Charlie Mers, though, 5th goal of the season, the 6th of his career, and the Garnets take a 2-1 lead in what has been a jam-packed second half. I mean, considering that they were denied the penalty kick, Haddon Heights wanted a little bit of redemption there after Dahman failed to score. Another good chance here. Good boot by Charlie. Dahman gets it back out. This one's popped up. Good backspin here. Heights going in for it. Going down, they wanted a foul, didn't get it. Throw by Sanchez. And we'll wait for a substitution. An out-of-town score in South Jersey Group 2 between two Shore Conference opponents. Barnegat leads Cedar Creek 1-0 midway through the second half. I don't know if we'll have updates on the game that directly matters to this bracket, but I mean, West Deptford and Pennsauken Tech, usually in boys soccer with a 2 versus 15 game, you can be 90 to 95% certain of who's going to win. So unless Pennsauken Tech makes a crazy upset, good chance this team will have another Colonial opponent waiting in the wings at West Deptford.
Good job, Wilder.
Taking a little while here after 3 substitutes came on for Collingswood. That throw by Sanchez was immediately intercepted by Dahman. Continues to move through. He shot that penalty kick earlier that was denied. He loses his footing. Now it goes back over to Charlie Mers. He loses his footing there, and Collingswood gets possession back. Really not a lot of stability on either side. Owen Dillon sends it out. It's headed over Aguilera and out of play. Collingswood will now have to have a quick catch and shoot, if you will, on this throw. Rolling over towards Plaisir. This one's over to the middle. Sliding over. Collingswood with possession on the back line. Was able to shoot it through everybody. Now Collingswood looking to turn a staunch defensive stand. And now moving back towards Egerton. Egerton, the senior, has not scored since last year. That one goes out. Heights wanted a handball. Now another throw from Sanchez. Sanchez with a flailing kick. The wind just stops that one in its tracks. Just couldn't get any distance on it, and it trails out to the right. Throw in. Sanchez gets it up. Rolls it back over, headed forward by Collingswood's number 11. Don't have an 11 on our roster. Good deflection by Durst. I mean, that was just some really good footwork here. Near side, rolling. Oh, this one might stay in. No, whistle gets it out of bounds. Ref explaining on the near side that it went out and then bounced back in. I mean, that stayed in for a while. And Collingswood was really just buying their time there, with really trying to find a way to get it out. Just trying to roll it as much as he could. Durst goes down, and a foul.
Thank you.
Collingswood draws a foul and also draws some sarcasm against the referee, or at least for the referee's call, if you will. Free kick from just beyond the midfield stripe, or just inside the midfield stripe. Still a far out shot. Collingswood to take. Durst lines it up with a left foot banger. Rolls forward, unable to get it. Back to Flores. Substitute coming in. As we wait for the substitution, should mention this broadcast is brought to you by Harper Driving School. Over 90% of students who take their New Jersey State driving test with Harper pass on the first attempt. Book an appointment today at Suite 4 of the Total Turf Complex in Pittman at 614 Lambs Road. This broadcast is also brought to you by the Dangerous Adrenaline Wrestling Gladiators, or Dog Pro Wrestling, New Jersey's premier pro wrestling organization with high-flying events and nonstop entertainment throughout the Garden State. Visit dawgprowrestling.com. If you're a small business owner who would like to advertise with Dan Wilkins Broadcasting, send us an email with an advertising inquiry. As we hold on here for this shot, Collingswood getting it out with Durst. Facing backwards, Flores tries to get a shot. Got a lot of velocity on the ground. One-hand save by McCabe. He comes in and it gets out. Great save by McCabe. This one's going to roll. And it's out. Looks like Jeff Epwright's trying to make his case that it should be Haddon Heights ball. There is a Collingswood player down. They stopped the clock with 20:39 to play. We were mentioning, though, if you're a small business owner interested in advertising with Dan Wilkins Broadcasting, you could send us an email with an inquiry at thedanwilkinsshow@gmail.com. We'll provide you a flyer with information on how to get involved in front of the fastest growing independent broadcast organization in New Jersey, with over 125,000 viewers annually and over 10,000 followers across social media platforms. Again, it looks like Juan Flores, the player down for for Collingswood. Second time today we've had an injury break at almost the exact halfway point of the halves, with 20:39 to play. Flores will get up, favoring the right leg, but he'll be able to walk off the field under his own power with the assistance of Emily Foley. Again, a relatively good crowd for what it's worth. First round playoff game. It's not easy for these schools to schedule them. I mean, my argument would have been, you're playing at Collingswood High School, which has lights on the field. Why not play at 4 or 5 o'clock and get a night game in? But I'm sure that's an athletic director decision and not a coach's decision. I mean, there's some games that are being played as late as 6:30 p.m. tonight in the higher group brackets. This one rolls over. Another good chance for Haddon Heights with Dahmen after Collingswood was denied. It's kind of ironic. Gartland had a one-handed save to block a PK, and now McCabe gets a one-handed save to take away a game-tying goal for Collingswood on the far side. That one hit almost incidentally off the head of Chase Hiltner, and it's out of play. Looks like setting up a corner here.
Go, boys, put it in. Let's go, Cole.
Corner by the Garnets. Pierce Dahmen looking to pierce through for another goal for the Haddon Heights Garnets. Looks good. Headed off of somebody right in Luca Gartland's headspace, and it's out. Haddon Heights leading 2-1. Again, Collingswood was upset in the first round of the playoffs last year. They were the 5 seed. They lost to 12 seed Barnegat 6-0 at home. I mean, that's such a deflating feeling, as Aguilera will take this one from the near corner.
Got this, Collingswood.
Headed down, McFadden getting in there. Another shot blocked. And Collingswood gets it out. That'll at least improve their field position, but Haddon Heights will get a throw in from about 30 yards out. Taking his time here and getting ready to throw will be Kevin Waite. He will try to wait a little bit longer here. Throw on the near side, popped up by Collingswood and out of bounds. Getting the touch that time was number 21, Zenedine Zuzga. Another throw, this time by McFadden, in much better positioning. Here comes the throw. Good angle, good distance. Sliding in, Gartland's got it. Emerges from the pile in his pink jersey and pink shorts with the ball. And this will be a goal kick for Luca Gartland.
Let's go, Collingswood!
Again, Collingswood just needs a couple of clean possessions to really put themselves back in this one. They were so close to tying it up before McCabe denied him. Now another chance, Haddon Heights, one-on-one. Ball kind of lost steam. Another Collingswood player down, tending to his right leg. And now they'll ask for the clock to be stopped again. 17:57 to play. Josue Plaisir is down. We mentioned on Saturday we'll have our last playoff game of the season, a South Jersey Group 1 bout between the Shalla Cougars and the Paulsboro Red Raiders. Kickoff at 12 noon from Glenn Howard Stadium. And then on Sunday, we mentioned we have the South Jersey NABA Baseball Championship. Funny enough, I mean, I can't believe I would be saying when was our first baseball broadcast of the year? February 22nd. That our last baseball broadcast of the year would be November 9th. And it'll be right around the corner in Haddon Heights at Fitzgerald Field between the Sicklerville Phillies and the South Jersey Lightning. Lightning looking to repeat as champions in the AAA division. Collingswood's trainers still attending to Plaisir. We'll take a quick break as Collingswood attends to an injured player, Plaisir, and Haddon Heights leads this one 2-1 with just under, actually no, never mind, he's staying on his feet, so we will remain on the air. Will take him a second to get off the field, though. Yeah, Collingswood's definitely been hampered by injuries this afternoon. Had a lot of players get tripped up, and in what's going to be a very physical game, that's just going to happen left and right. and they attend a place here, bring him off the pitch. So after all of that, it looks like it will be a goal kick for Luca Gartland. Clock will resume when he gets the kick, keeps it short. Again, Collingswood looking to advance slowly but surely for what will almost certainly be a colonial date with West Deptford to follow. That would be on Saturday the 8th. Moving quickly. Out of play, but still better field position for Collingswood. I beg your pardon, the next round of the playoffs will be Friday, November 7th, which will be great because it'll be during Teachers Convention weekend for those still in high school. Popped up, looking to get that one out. The freshman for Haddon Heights with possession being Woodworth. Still scrapping over midfield. Murs is there. Scored the tie-breaking goal just a few minutes ago, although it feels like it's been a lot longer. Out of play and chasing it out of bounds is number 12, Jonathan Bermeo Reyes. But for the rest of the bracket in South Jersey Group 2, Lindenwold plays Pleasantville, Oak Crest plays Middle Township. Later tonight, Seneca plays Manchester Township, Barnegat playing Cedar Creek, and as we mentioned, Barnegat is leading in that game, so that could be a big upset in a 13 versus 4 bracket game. Sterling and Medford Tech, Overbrook and Haddonfield this game, and then of course the winner of this game playing the winner of Pennsauken Tech and West Deptford. But in a 15v2 game, hold on here, Gartland in trouble. He goes down, but he's able to get back up. Haddon Heights sideline doesn't seem too pleased there. Dillon keeps it. Back to Collingswood. Back to McFadden. Dillon, the sophomore there for Haddon Heights. McFadden coming in. Collingswood looking to force as many turnovers as they can here. As the last 15 minutes of this game, they are going to be a stranglehold for Collingswood, looking to avoid a home playoff loss for the second year in a row. This one's out of play. Hold on, substitution coming in. Collingswood definitely wanted to keep that momentum up tempo, but they will switch out the thrower. As getting subbed out will be Jaden Egerton.
Let's go! All right, Collingswood.
Throwing will be Felon Pisatillo.
Yeah, let's go! Here it is!
Pisatillo. Back to him. Hot shot, gets headed down by Haddon Heights. Back to McFadden. A little bit of pushing and tugging again. Woodworth is there, the freshman. Woodworth already showing very impressive skills for the first-year rookie. Now it's back to Durst. Gets deflected. Taryn Murphy had the last touch. Collingswood ball. Trying to move that one up a little bit further. He definitely almost got away with something there. Now on the right side. Collingswood bringing it over to Bermeo Reyes. Far sideline. The wind starting to pick up here in the final 15 minutes. Could really throw both goalkeepers and honestly really anybody who's got to be responsible for kicking the ball with distance, putting them in a little bit of jeopardy. That hits off of the VO camera on the far sideline and out of play. That answers my question of if a soccer ball hit a VO camera, would it fall over? And the answer is no. Because I've been covering soccer for 4 years and I've never seen the camera actually get hit. But those things are expensive. Over on the far side. So again, the public boys soccer second round plays on Friday, November 7th. I'm not exactly sure if we will cover any games. I know that we're off on Thursday, and then we're supposed to have a playoff game on Friday, but both options have fallen through, so I'm not sure if the last playoff game we get is just Saturday. As here comes another chance! Open net, but Collingswood's able to get it in front of the net. Has a great opportunity to take away a goal. Comes to fruition from the senior Pisatillo. Back to Dahmen. Low flyer. Collingswood gets it out. Again, that was such a lucky break to have a defenseman there. That would have just waltzed in, and that's close. Gartland diving to his right, able to get the save. But now 2 more substitutions come in for Haddon Heights, down to our last 13 minutes. Collingswood, again, they were upset big time on their home court last year. They lost 6-0 to Barnegat as a 5 seed. I mean, it's one thing to lose in a home game, it's one thing to lose in a home playoff game, but it is a 10-fold level of kind of remorse when a team that's a 5 seed loses at home by 6 goals. And that ended up being the last game of Andrew Crawford's tenure at Collingswood. Foley was the JV coach for a long time, and now their current JV coach is Kevin McRory, who, funny enough, was the assistant coach at my alma mater when I graduated just a few years ago at Audubon. So he's definitely a familiar face to DWB as that one's popped up. Pizzatio had the throw. This one's headed forward. Getting into it is Murphy. Going to call a handball here. Durst came into that one quickly, and then it shot off of Tyron Murphy. This will be a free kick for Haddon Heights. Garnets take it with Quinn Dehem out of play. Pizzatio to get the throw. But not before another set of substitutions for Collingswood. Little ovation as Juan Flores checks back into the game. He went down with an injury earlier, and he's been somebody that has been very strong on the offensive front for Collingswood, has set up that one goal that Farrow had in the 8th minute. Right side. On the ground. Collingswood with possession, trying to split through the defensive line. This is a good ball, but is it onside? All right. Haddon Heights gets it out. Last touch by Kevin Waite.
Momentum's ours, you got it.
Well, hold on here. They're giving Haddon Heights the ball here. Looks like Haddon Heights might have had the last touch, but they get the final say. Collingswood looking for a little bit of redemption here. On the ground. Over to the right side for Gartland. He keeps it on the ground. Almost lost his footing there. Sets up another chance for Heights as Aguilera chases it out of bounds. And Foley yells from the sideline, give it everything you've got, as we are just a couple of seconds away from hitting the 10-minute mark. Crunch time for both sides, and if you're Haddon Heights, you'll surely be thinking clock management. I mean, really, in this situation, if McCabe gets a save, kind of twiddle your thumbs a little bit, kind of step back, step forward, do what you have to do to deny Collingswood an opportunity to tie up this game. Would be nice, though, if it was sent to overtime. Would be in for a thrilling finish. Man down, Aguilera. No whistle, out of play. Again, 2 goals for Haddon Heights after Collingswood went up 1-0 early. On the ground again for Haddon Heights, takes a shot, got an open header, and it's in! Could that be the dagger with 10 minutes to play? Ben Alexander, the junior, makes it 3-1. Alexander heads it forward. And Haddon Heights may not be denied here on the road. They won this game by 1 goal earlier in the month of October. And now Collingswood trails by 2 in the 7-10 game of South Jersey Group 2. Durst on the ground, turned it over quickly. Now it's back over to Zuzga. It's out of play. Zuzga throws it in quickly. Again, time was already of the essence. Now it's double, being down by 2 goals. Line drive. Right side for McCabe, rather. Unable to get anything there. Liner headed for, oh, that one went in the wrong direction that time. The freshman Woodworth was behind him, gets a push from the back. That's a whistle and a foul. That was a great execution of drawing the foul. Collingswood is already emotional of the fact that they just went down 2 goals. Haddon Heights was able to use that leverage to draw the foul that time, really catching Collingswood off guard with the shove from the back. And now this will be yet another free kick. Haddon Heights received plenty of them. Kick by Dehem, way out to the left, but that does take more time off the board. And another substitution coming in for Collingswood. Remember, the clock stops for substitutions within 5 minutes. So right now, those substitutions do take a valuable chunk of time off, but that will change when the clock hits 5 minutes in about 2 minutes, 30 seconds time. The goal kick by Collingswood brings the possession right back to the visitors. At least the good news is for Haddon Heights, with a win today, they'll have an especially short bus ride back to Haddon Heights, to the home of the Garnets. Throw on the near sideline, headed off the right side by Kevin Waite. Waite gets it up, gets a lot of good distance on it, and perfectly splits Gartland and the defenseman, Raphael Carlson. Or no, check that, that's number 8, Chase Hiltner. Haddon Heights had a breakaway, take it away. Under 7 minutes now. Liner by Collingswood, intercepted by Murphy. Moving over to the left side. Another chance. Diving over. Basically a pile drive that time. And by the way, we do have a final. West Deptford has beaten Pennsauken Tech handily. They won 6-0. So the winner of this game is confirmed to play West Deptford either way on the road on Friday, November 7th. Game time to be determined. 3-1 Haddon Heights, 6 minutes to play. In the first round of South Jersey Group 2 playoffs, there's another slide.
Yeah, Chase!
Keeping it on the ground once again.
Woo!
Heights taking over with Mers. He had the tie-breaking goal. Another deflection out. Farrow is in there, but he's outnumbered 2-on-1. Haddon Heights gets it out, but it's deflected right back. Flores and Zuzga working together. Create some space. Durst brings it back. It looked like Durst wasn't the one to touch it there, but it was back to Bermeo Reyes. Back over to Dillon on the Garnet side. Taking his time back there again. Liner by the defenseman Hiltner, the junior. Still taking his time there. And Pizzatio gets it out. Last touch by Haddon Heights. Pizzatio gets the throw. Another chance, a high pop-up well outside of the goal's range. Durst looking to stop it in his tracks. He loses his footing. Rough break for Collingswood there. They get the ball turned over, though, to Bermeo Reyes on the ground, working through a lot of traffic in the maroon and gold. Big collision right in front of the sideline. And the whistles blow for a foul. Under 5 minutes now. Any further substitutions should stop the clock. Haddon Heights has one waiting. It was not granted. Look at McCabe. He's in front of the goal. Mers has space and kicks it out. Got it over the chain link fence and everything. That was a big break there as McCabe was well outside of his box defending that one. Here comes another chance. Pizzatio didn't get good velocity on it. A tight formation. Now this goes back to the only defenseman at midfield. And it's Hiltner. That one is out of play on the far sideline. The clock stops with 3:57 to play for the substitution. Another good shot. Gartler. Foley making it quite blunt to her players. Not a lot of time, and that's evident. 3:33 to play. Haddon Heights up by 2 goals, as Collingswood will look to avoid, again, their second straight year of a first-round home playoff loss. Of course, last year probably hurt the most, being a 6-0 blowout at home versus Barnegat. Here comes another chance. Gardler comes in, lowers a shoulder, and really just trying to collect any semblance of consolation for Collingswood. Back over to Valone. Valone gets hit hard. No whistle. That's only going to intensify the relationship between Haddon Heights and Collingswood, 2 local colonial rivals. Coming in for the save is Gartland. Two and a half minutes here from Collingswood High School. A little bit farther away than Knight Park across the street, the Panthers' normal home field. One hopper. A good boot. On the ground again. Another chance for Haddon Heights. Seemed like that goal with 10 minutes left could have put in a dagger, but Haddon Heights obviously looking for one more. And with under 2 minutes, full clock control mode is in effect for Haddon Heights. Trying to shave as much time off. It's now another chance for Collingswood. They're breaking away. Too high, too high. Off the wrestling building. And that takes off plenty more time. The clock did stop at 1:36 as a substitution came in, so it didn't waste as much time as one would expect. Minute 20 now. Makari Woodston comes in. The freshman twirling around, and a whistle. Close call there, and now a minute remains. This will be a free kick for Collingswood just outside of the goalie's box. Crunch time for the Panthers. Liner over the middle. Farrow had the first and to this point only Collingswood goal. Heights rolling along the near sideline. Saved by Gartland. And the emotion starting to set in for this Collingswood team. Both teams fairly young. A lot of sophomores and freshmen, or rather sophomores and juniors on both sides. Both of these teams still with good years to come. As another shot, that one's got a chance, and it's in! Collingswood stays alive with 20 seconds remaining as Juan Flores scores. McCabe kind of got crushed in his own net, and it's 3-2. And now, after Collingswood scores, the attention turns to McCabe, who was able to get up in his own net. Kudos to him. He basically got ambushed in the middle of that goal. And it's a 1-goal game, 3-2. So my apologies, a clarification on the subs. The clock only stops when the leading team subs in the last 5 minutes. That one went out. Collingswood will get a quick throw. They've got to back it up. I mean, that move right there pretty much just took off all the time that they could borrow. 10 seconds. Collingswood well beyond midfield, and despite the late goal to give Collingswood a chance at life, unable to finish. And the Haddon Heights Garnets win it on the road for the second time this year, and they are moving on to West Deptford on Friday. 3-2 the final. For the second year in a row, the Collingswood Panthers heartbroken at home in the first round. This year it is a close contest and not a 6-0 loss, but Haddon Heights comes in and upsets the Collingswood Panthers on the road as they did in early October this season for a final score of Haddon Heights 3, Collingswood 2. The player of the game goes to Charlie Murs, who scored the game-tying breaking goal in the second half. They definitely had some great performances. I would also give an honorable nod to the goalkeeper, McCabe, who as a junior really came in and stepped up when it mattered most. Had a lot of great moves and was able to take away a lot of good shots from Collingswood after a strong first half. Collingswood had a very strong first half. They were able to make a lot of things happen, but they were unable to really execute down the stretch, as Collingswood had a goal in the 8th minute and nothing more. Well, except for the one goal in the 80th minute. That'll be all for us tonight on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. From our entire crew, our social media coordinator, Haley Mejia, our graphics crew, Gavin Van Rel, Caleb Lane, and Carson Rosso, my producer, David Cohen. I'm Dan Wilkins. We'll see you tomorrow night in Mullica Hill for crossover football between the Pemberton Hornets and the Clearview Pioneers when we get an update on where we'll be for Friday in the second round of South Jersey playoffs. We'll let you know on our Instagram and Twitter at DW Broadcasting. That'll be all for us tonight. Haddon Heights knocks off the Collingswood Panthers on the road 3-2. Have a good one, folks.